Yo, yo, yo! In this video, I want to talk to you about our lettings and management business, which takes on single lets, HMOs, block apartments, as well as serviced accommodation. We'll talk about the process from start to finish, and how our fee structure works, and how we're trying to set ourselves apart from our competitors. So let's dive in. So first things first, what does a lettings and management business do? So first things first, what does a lettings and management business actually do? Who are the customers and how does it even make money? At a high level, the business serves two main purposes with two subsequent revenue streams attached. We find tenants on behalf of landlords, which we charge a letting fee for, and then we manage the property in perpetuity, where we charge an ongoing management fee. Compliance. To meet these two objectives, there's a lot of processes and procedures that we have to follow. Not only so that we're providing a good service to our landlords and our tenants, but also that we're doing it compliantly. This type of business, contrary to popular belief, is actually strictly regulated by quite a few governing bodies, such as the Property Ombudsman or Redress Scheme, Deposit Protection Scheme, an agency license, fire risk assessments, and all the appropriate local authority licenses, such as a HMO license, which follow not only local but also national guidance. These regulations create a framework in which we need to operate to protect both tenants and landlords throughout the UK. So operationally, there's four main aspects that take up a majority of our resources as a lettings business. The first one is visiting the property, physically getting out there and going to the premises, whether that's for maintenance or marketing photos, viewings, inspections, and a whole load of other things that we have to do on site. The second one is paperwork, and mountains of paperwork, from referencing checks, from tenancy applications, AST contracts, management contracts, annual certificates, fire logs, and a whole load of other things to keep us compliant. The third one is finances, and of course every business has finances to handle, but this one specifically manages landlords' rental payments. So we're taking in large amounts of rent, and then we have to issue the disbursements. We have to take off different costs that may be relevant to that property. We manage utilities and cleaning on behalf of landlords, and then we have to make sure the landlords get their appropriate net rent. So there's a lot of accounts that needs to be managed on a weekly to monthly basis. And the fourth one is communication. And in a lettings business, there's loads of communication because you're managing all these different people's properties, where you can have, say, a HMO or serviced apartments. You've got guests coming in on a transient basis. You've got in a HMO, you might have 6 people or 8 people in one given property. There could be all kind of maintenance things to look after. You've got all the viewings, dealing with the landlords anyway, giving them their rental statements, dealing with certifications and annual checks. So fire officers coming to the property, HMO officers coming to the property. So communication in our type of business is key to not only continuously improve, but to try and systemize as well, so we can keep our own overheads as low as possible. Now I'm going to take a break and pass you over to Vicky, our senior head of lettings. Sweet. And Vicky does her bit.
Hi, I'm Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm so fine. Hey, Vicky.
Hi, I'm Vicky, and I'm going to explain from start to finish what it's like to rent a property on behalf of a landlord. First, the landlord approaches us with a property to let. Then we visit the property to carry out our rental appraisal and to find out if any snagging needs doing before we put the property on the market. Once we've agreed the market value for the rent, it's not market value. This is my everyday thing, so I should be able to just reel it on. Once we've agreed the value of the property and the snagging work that needed carried out, we would then send a lettings and management agreement.
You happy with that?
I think so. If repair works are required, we can carry that out on behalf of the landlord. Once the property is ready, we carry out our marketing shots and dress the property with accessories.
I would imagine you would dress the property first.
Once the property is ready, we carry out our marketing package, dress the property with accessories, and then take marketing photos. We then publish our marketing material on online platforms such as Spare Room, Zoopla, OpenRent, and Rightmove. We then reach out to our internal database of tenants and local businesses to see if they're still looking for properties to rent. As the inquiries come in, we like to book them in a 24-hour period to make sure we secure the new tenants as soon as possible. Once the tenant has shown interest, we then send them the application forms and go through the referencing process. It's this part of the process where there's a lot of communication between myself and the tenant. After the tenant has completed referencing, we would then book a move-in date with them, and we would ask them to pay the first month's rent up front and a deposit, which is held in the Deposit Protection Scheme.
A glass of water.
There's a water
Is
there.
your about it. Want some?
Yes, please. They can then move into the property and we give them a full property induction, showing them room to room how everything works, including the heating system, the appliances and the smoke alarms. From this point onwards, we then manage the property on the landlord's behalf, dealing with all the maintenance issues, repairs, inspections, renewals and any tenant queries. Our business also offers a cleaning service and utility management for a full hands-off service. And that's the lettings process from start to finish. I don't know how you do this every day, right?
So what about fee structures? Well, there's a lot of lettings and management businesses out there who add hidden charges on top of their lettings and management fees. We as a business just don't agree with this practice. We don't think these added charges are justified, and it's actually the reason we started our own lettings business in the first place. Because we're landlords ourselves. We're actually developers as well, so we built our own portfolio, and then we used to hand them over to lettings agents. We found out over time that we were getting charged way more than the advertised lettings and management fees, because there's all these hidden charges that add up. So we then just decided to scrap that and bring it all in-house and create our own lettings business with a transparent fee structure. So we keep things really simple with just 2 fees. The first fee is the let fee, which we take for finding the tenant and putting them in the property. The second fee is our ongoing management fee, which varies depending on whether it's a HMO, service departments, or a single. And that's it. There are no hidden fees. You won't be charged for printer ink, fuel, hourly charges on managing maintenance, and all the other little bits and bobs that agencies usually charge you for. There's 2 fees, and that's it. We believe that our own internal operational costs and administrative duties are ours to burden, and we should be incentivized to find efficient means to systemize these processes to keep us profitable, not just charge additional hidden fees on top of our set management and lettings fees so that we can cover these costs. Otherwise, what's the point in paying a management fee in the first place? The reason it's important to acknowledge these hidden costs is because a £5 printer ink charge here or a £50 fuel charge there may not seem like much as an isolated cost, but when you actually add up all these costs over a fiscal year, they can end up moving the 15% management fee for, say, a HMO up to 17 or 18% of the gross rental income. And this is actually where a lot of management companies make their money, because they charge a competitive fee rate to win the business. But then once you're locked into contract, you find out that the costs in your bank account were a lot higher than what you initially quoted, because all of these hidden costs that they're charging should really be included within the management fee itself. So how does a business like ours work on improving itself over time? Well, aside from growing the underlying business, there's things we can do to systemize and streamline a lot of the administrative duties and the communication with tenants. So we can introduce autonomy, like these modern artificial chatbots, into the tenant application process and the referencing process. This brings down our internal overheads. It also means that one member of staff can leverage their productivity much further, rather than just adding more overheads to our business, which increases our costs, making us less competitive. Instead, we're trying to find ways to systemize and make ourselves more cost effective. We've also produced a lot of in-house checklists for various tasks that we have to perform, such as the appraisal process when we're looking for a new property. We go in and make sure that everything's ticked, things we know tenants are going to pick up on, which can cause headaches later, get ahead of them when we're initially letting the property, and it makes for a much more seamless tenancy duration. On top of that, we've also brought in-house a lot of the other tasks involved with managing portfolios. Because we have our own portfolio ourselves, we have our own construction team, our own maintenance staff, our own cleaning staff on our books. What this means is when we're charging out costs to landlords, we're doing everything in-house, which means there's no third-party margins that we're then passing on. So it makes our internal costs much more affordable. And because we're developers ourselves, we like to advise landlords on ways they can improve the property for the tenant. Things like going keyless using a Digilock system means that tenants can't lose keys, especially in HMOs where you've got a lot of traffic going in and out. And if tenants lose keys, you may then have to change locks, but also when bringing surveyors or local officers to the property. If you've got a Digilock system, it means they can get quick access, or if the gas boiler breaks down, and all kinds of things where a keyless system can improve and systemize not only the property itself, but also the process between us as the managing agents and the landlord. We also like to highlight key internal metrics within our business that most agents don't look after. And one of the main ones is the turnaround rate from when someone inquires about a property that they're seeing marketed online to when they can actually get in the door and view the property. And a lot of agents will want to try and save costs, so push this down the road and say, in a a week from now the calendar's free and we'll get you all in for a block viewing. And whilst yes, that is a clever way to save costs, you're also missing out on a buying signal, an opportunity from someone who's clearly showing an interest in the property. So we rather move quick, keep that turnaround window to 24 hours so that we're getting tenants into the property as quick as possible.
I hope this video has given you some useful insights on how a lettings business works. If you're a tenant looking for a property to let or a landlord with a property to let, email us at lettings@bourmanagement.co.uk or check out our website in the description below.
Thank you for watching this video. If you've liked it, then like and leave us a comment for any other kinds of videos you want us to do, or if you have any questions about the lettings process, then we'll answer them down below. And make sure you subscribe. Peace.
Oh God, Vicky, man. Time. Then you were. Oh, it's the last little bit, Vicky.
Why don't
So
we
close.
just